And now to the country I'm currently standing in. Since day one of the war in Gaza, Lebanon has entered a solidarity war. This is what Hezbollah has announced. Since day one, this is what we have previously reported about in the West Asia Post. But this week, there's something new. Hezbollah was able to defeat the Iron Dome. Not once, but twice they struck it. And the rockets of Hezbollah fire set the settlements on fire in the northern area. Now, this had escalating and raising tensions and threats from both parties, the Israeli and the Lebanon's Hezbollah. Now, we will tell you more details about this in this report.
Lebanon's Hezbollah group and the Israeli forces have been trading cross-border fire daily since October 7th last year, with the escalation in the past 2 weeks now amplifying twofolds at the Lebanon-Israel border. The conflict intensified last Sunday when the Lebanon said it disabled the Iron Dome radar and targeted the IDF headquarters in the occupied Golan Heights with drones. One of these headquarters is reported to be Yarden Barracks, one of Israel's main operations centers in times of war. However, the Israeli military claimed its Iron Dome was not disabled. The IDF said that 15 projectiles were fired into northern Israel, which fell in open areas and started the fires. Fires sparked by Hezbollah missiles reached residential areas in Israeli border towns, leading to Israel's fire service rushing its firefighters to several spots, including in the town of Kiryat Shmona, where they were trying to protect a line of houses. Over 60,000 Israeli residents were evacuated from the area near the Lebanese border. On Monday, the Hezbollah said 2 of its fighters were killed by Israeli fire, after Lebanese official media reported fatalities in Israeli strikes on a car and a motorcycle in the country's south. On Wednesday, the Lebanese group for the second time said it launched guided missiles and disabled Israel's Iron Dome in Ramoth, Naphtali. On both counts, the Israeli military said it did not know of any attack on the Iron Dome. In the latest spate of fatalities, Hezbollah's drone attacks resulted in casualties in the Israeli town of Hurfesh. The IDF said one of its soldiers was killed in the attack. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the northern border after 8 months of war with Hamas. He asserted that Israel is prepared for an intense operation along the border.
Yesterday the ground was burning here, and I'm glad you put it out. But the ground was also burning in Lebanon. Whoever thinks that they can harm us and we will sit idly by is making a big mistake. We are prepared for a very strong action in the north. In one way or another, we will restore security to the north.
Meanwhile, the Lebanese group's deputy chief in an interview reaffirmed that the Hezbollah is not seeking to widen its conflict with Israel, but is ready to fight any war imposed on it. Meanwhile, the Lebanese group's deputy chief in an interview reaffirmed that Hezbollah is not seeking to widen its conflict with Israel, but is ready to fight any war imposed on it. The conflict has already taken a toll on either side of the border. As per Israeli reports, over 15 soldiers and dozens of civilians have lost their lives in northern Israel. Over 400 people, including 88 Hezbollah members, have died in this conflict so far. With mounting casualties and fears of a downward spiral, global leaders are voicing their concerns.
We're obviously very concerned about the continued and heightened tensions along the blue line. I think it is incumbent on all the parties involved to take advantage of the different mechanisms through which the situation can be de-escalated, notably the trilateral meetings that our peacekeeping mission can organize, and just we hope that not only in terms of exchange of fire, but the rhetoric is lowered.
The United States has warned Israel that an escalation in Lebanon will only harm its security.
We do remain incredibly concerned about the risk of isolation along the Israel-Lebanon border. It's something we've been concerned about since the immediate aftermath of October 7th, and we have been engaged in intense diplomatic conversations and intense diplomatic negotiations to try to avoid that conflict from escalating beyond control.
The question is, with an overstretched military fighting in Gaza for nearly 9 months, can the IDF afford an all-out war with Hezbollah?